Coming in number 10, we have the invisible car crash. Now, there are tons of ways to explain real-life glitches. When you see someone lag on camera, that could have just been the recording. When you see a plane stalled in the sky, like we had on our last video, that could be explained through some clever editing. But I don't really know how you fake a car crash like the one I'm about to show you. Yeah, you guys just saw what I just saw, right? That was a car that was crashing into nothing. There was a car that was zooming along the highway, and then it smacked into an invisible barrier. Now, this could have been some pole in the road that was angled so perfectly that the driver and the camera couldn't see it. Now, that is possible, but highly unlikely. How could something that thin and small be strong enough to cause a moving car that's going about 60 kilometers an hour to stop in its tracks? Was there some sort of invisible force field there that was left on by accident? Or could this just be someone spending hours editing something strange to put out as disinformation to make us all very confused? Either way, I would be pissed if I was the owner of that car. You don't do anything wrong, and then something invisible causes your car to be a write-off? Is that even covered under your insurance? Coming at number 9, we have sailing in the sky. If you have it in your mind that you will never reach the level of wealth to afford a sailboat, well, let me tell you that there's a whole other level of wealth that we have no idea about. There is a class of people who have been taking their boats to the skies. Aren't we all seeing that right now? I have no idea how reflections off the water will affect your camera and how it will pick that up, but that looks like someone got their boat to fly through the sky at a very reasonable pace. I mean, that boat is just cruising along, not too fast or slow. Sky sailing is a brand new thing, and this guy has already mastered it, but how on earth is that happening? Is there some new boat-shaped plane that we don't know about? I mean, that does sound like something that Elon Musk would make. Tesla has a car that looks like a tank, and now they have a plane that looks like a boat. Coming in number 8, we have teleporting, time traveling, or NPC. I would imagine that sometime in the future we will lock down teleportation. I don't know if time travel is on the table, but who knows? If we went back 100 years and got someone to eat Korean fried chicken, they might have an overdose. Wet my jeans just a little bit, but she's just strolling like she knew she was going to be safe, or she's a poorly programmed NPC. Next on the list, we have Brady Feigl squared. There are a lot of people in this world who say they have found their twin. I'm looking at you, David Diggs. If I get tagged in one more picture of you, I'm gonna have to chase you down and take a side-by-side picture so people know we're not the same person. But even though David Diggs and I kinda look the same, we have nowhere close to the same similarities as Brady Feigl and Brady Feigl. For one, both these guys have the exact same name. On top of that, they both play professional baseball. On top of that, they are both left-handed pitchers. This seems pretty rare, and you would expect this to be the point where the similarities end. Well, guess what? There's more. For one, they both look almost identical. They both have had the same surgery from the same doctor, and they even dress similar, wearing the same glasses. It would seem that the random person generator that populates this planet with people might have glitched and made 2 copies of the same dude. People thought that they might have been long lost twins that were separated at birth. that is in charge of getting everything running must have been putting the computing power somewhere else when this went off. I mean, that would be a good sign to tell if you are an important person if you think simulation theory is real. Like, if this is indeed a simulation, I'm going to play with this idea for a moment, and there are a bunch of glitches around you, that would mean that the universal computing power is being used somewhere else on more important and interesting people. So if you see those glitches, that's your sign to step up your game because your life is boring. Next on the list we have Mark Zuck is a Matrix program. If there's anyone that could be a lizard person or a robot or an alien or some sort of simulation-based software person that has been put into the world to control us and cause havoc, it would be Mark Zuckerberg. And there have been several moments where people have caught this poor excuse for an alien trying to be a human acting weird. But this one has to be my favorite.
You need to focus and try not to let stuff bother you as much as possible. But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still.
The Zuck was caught red-handed saying that he wasn't a human. That has to be one of the most obvious glitches ever. The programmers would have been like, who's in charge of writing the script for Zuckerberg, and why did you make him act like a robot and make references to not being human because you're blowing our cover big time? I mean, let's say in the next few years there's a massive revolution and we get into a bunch is in fact a smartphone, so they can argue that time travel is real, but really we have no idea what happened here. We have no idea who was recording this Mike Tyson fight with this mysterious device. Next on the list, guys, we have a plane vanishes. Now, there have been a lot of reports of all sorts of stuff like this. Like, apparently all of the alien stuff that happened in Roswell, New Mexico, that was all faked by the government because they were testing out experimental aircrafts, and they decided that making people think that aliens were real was safer than telling them what the military was up to. So what you're about to see might be some secret government aircraft caught on camera, or it might be a glitch. I mean, you all saw what I just saw, right? There was a plane there and then it was gone. Everyone was focused on it. It was in the sky and then it blinked out of existence like half the people in Avengers Infinity War. Also, random question for the comments. Would you rather be one of the people who blinked out of existence when Thanos snapped his fingers and then came back 3 years later to a whole new world? Or would you have rather been there the whole time and lived through the whole thing and saw the world post-snap? Well, whoever was on the plane seems like they didn't have a choice in disappearing because because now they are for sure gone, unless the sky is all a massive projection and that was just a glitch on one of the screens. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have the Pope Vanishes. Now, I will start off by saying I have no idea what the Pope does and what his powers are. Can he fly? Can he control the weather? Does he have telekinesis? I never went to church, so I don't know. So the clip that went viral of him vanishing about a year ago might be one of his holy powers, or it was a glitch that no one was supposed to see. Let's take a look. That was something that was seen from the Pope's balcony as he was addressing people about the COVID-19 pandemic. After his speech was done, he just vanished, and there were several news outlets that showed the exact same thing. So this wasn't just a broadcast that screwed up. Some say this might have been a hologram of the Pope because he was actually isolating somewhere and didn't want to catch the virus. I mean, we know that hologram tech is real. Most of us have seen that massive Tupac hologram that came out years ago. And if anyone has access to the latest and greatest hologram tech, it has to be the Pope. Coming in at number 10, we have the water is broken. We all know how water is supposed to flow. We know what water is. It always flows downwards. It's usually in a smooth motion unless it's crashing like a massive wave. We all know that Bruce Lee video. And it stays together. Like it can splash, but it's not going to float through the air in separate pieces. Well, then someone please explain to me how this could happen. There is clearly something off here. Whoever's in charge of the code of this part of the world needs to get over here right now because things are falling apart. The water is floating in midair, and if I look at that for too much longer, my brain is going to break in half. Like, is water that does that even safe to drink? Or if I drink it, is the water that makes up my body going to start to drift apart and I'll float away? Will my body rip apart like someone put C4 up my butt like in Man on Fire? If you guys have not seen Man on Fire, you should go check out that movie right now because it is amazing. Shout out to Denzel Washington. And guys, make sure that you hit that like button because it really helps us out. Coming in at number 9, we have Somebody Restart Shaq. This one might be the most famous one on the list because it involves one of the most famous people in the world. We all know Shaquille O'Neal for his amazing sports commentary, for his hilarious show Shaq Versus, and probably for his biggest accomplishment being in a movie where he was a genie. Also, don't forget about the video game Shaq Fu. Well, with that many accomplishments, is Shaq who he is because he worked his butt off to be the best? Or is it because he was programmed? Well, if he is part of the fabric of this simulation, then someone needs to restart him. Check out this clip. He's stuck there like a loading screen. Maybe it was the guy watching this TV. Maybe the image on his TV froze for a moment, so it made it seem like Shaq couldn't move. Or this dude is part of the Matrix, and if you manage to get out of the Matrix, he is Agent Smith. Someone please tell me that Shaq is the villain in the 4th Matrix movie. That would really make my life so much better. Coming in number 8, we have Goodbye Snow. This next glitch looks like it was pulled right out of a James Bond movie. I mean, it just happened so perfectly, you would think that this SUV has some sort of camouflage tech, and I don't think that comes with the standard model. You might need to upgrade to the S series for that one. Well, what we're about to see is an SUV driving along the road, and then all of a sudden there's snow that starts to fly off the top of the car, and it almost completely vanishes.
But otherwise nothing out of the ordinary here. But these glitches seem to come when we least expect them. Slowly but surely the car appears to fade away. Slowly but surely it is consumed by the snowflakes.
You all saw what I just saw, right? This thing was there and then it was gone. Now the logical answer is that the car was there and then it sped up, which caused the snow on top of the car to fly off, which then caused low visibility so you couldn't see it as it drove away. But even the tail lights disappear. I'm not one to jump to conclusions, but there might be some alien tech in that family-sized car. That seems like the most logical explanation. Coming in at number 7, we have the cup dance. Okay, this one is supposed to be someone's sound system making a paper cup float. And I gotta say, yes, it is probably the sound system because sound waves can be extremely powerful. I mean, did you know that a flashbang can make you poop your pants? I bet you didn't know that. That's how much a loud noise can affect you. So remember that every time your player gets flashbanged in COD, they are actually pooping their pants. But let's take a look at this and then you can be the judge of whether or not this is a glitch. Okay, that sound system in the car must be jacked up. Also, I don't think you should play it so loud. That can't be good for your ears. But could it really make a cup stutter step like that? I don't know anything about sound systems, so maybe. Coming in at number 6, we have the floating manhole. Now, even though this sounds much more devious than it is, I promise you that this is not that nasty. Just take a look at this clip.
So how on earth is this one bouncing around so madly, so freely, as if it's as light as a feather?
Now, you would think that maybe there is just a buildup of farts in the sewers, but there would have to be a hell of a lot of farts for that thing to move. Do you know how much a manhole weighs? That thing isn't just going to dance like that unless there's some serious force underneath it or a glitch in the Matrix. Coming in at number 5, we have the mysterious tree. I couldn't imagine a worse thing to wake up to. Picture this. You have a great night's sleep. You wake up before your alarm, fully rested. You have a great breakfast, and then you get your things ready for work, and then you walk outside, and there's a tree through your car. That would be a pretty upsetting thing to find all of the sudden. And it didn't get blown through your car in some storm, it grew through your car. Take a look at this. How does that happen? It looks like the programmer of Earth was sleeping on the job and then forgot where the trees are supposed to go. Also, there's no way that car insurance covers mysterious trees that pop up in your car. That sucks. Coming in at number 4, we have the plane stalled. Now, if a plane actually stalls, we know it can be the worst thing possible that can happen to you while you're in the air. The plane will start to fall towards the ground and you can kiss your butt goodbye because that's probably going to be the end of you. But I guess sometimes it doesn't have to go like that. There's apparently a stop in the sky option that no one ever told us about. Well, it looks like we're going to have to take a look at this one to make sure it's real. Now, looking at this thing, you can see that the footage is actually pretty grainy, so who knows? Maybe the person who filmed this just added the plane to the sky afterwards and then uploaded this freaky video to the internet to freak out all of us. Or maybe the Cyberpunk devs will get to this one with the next patch. I mean, we're doing a list on glitches. I needed to do at least one Cyberpunk joke. I have to say that I love that game, and I'm really sorry for anyone who's playing it on console because it's running really good on PC. But hopefully, after a long, hard road of patches, the game will work on every platform. Coming in at number 3, we have the Afterglow. Now, the Afterglow is the feeling you have after you meet me for the first time. I am just that amazing. Just kidding, most people feel like they need a shower after they meet me. But the Afterglow is an effect that can happen sometimes in a mirror. I haven't heard of this before, but let me just show you so it can make a little bit more sense.
Demonstrated by the shovel glass placed vertically to the real lamp. However, it's so hard to accept that such bulbs could produce afterglows.
Now, what is apparently happening is that the light that is coming off the bulb is still glowing in the mirror because it was so bright. Now, I don't know if that's a real thing or if it's just something made up to explain this glitch in the Matrix. But even if that is something that can actually happen, I don't think a little hotel light would have enough juice to leave a glow stain in the mirror. I would think that you need something a lot more powerful, but I also don't know anything about science, so who the hell am I to say anything? Coming in at number 2, we have a floating bird. It turns out planes aren't the only ones that will get stuck in the sky. Let's just hope that if any people watching this video are falling from the sky down to the earth, then this glitch will happen because it seems like it could be a lifesaver. How does a bird do something like that? Now, once again, we are working with grainy footage. I mean, catching something extraordinary on camera almost has to be on grainy footage, or else it doesn't make any sense. So, who knows? Maybe this bird was caught in something and all the people around it wanted to help it out. They saw that if they gave this bird a little push, that it would be able to get free. Maybe this footage was taken in a country that has some massive spiders that have webs big enough to catch birds, and all we we saw was a bird that was stuck in a massive spider web. And then that dude hit it with a broom and he was able to knock it free. That could have been what happened, or was it another glitch in the Matrix? Woo! Coming into the number 1 spot, we have a lady vanishes. Now this is a pretty common glitch, but probably the one that is the hardest to explain. Like with the bird, we could say that it could have been a spider web. With the car, it was snow flying off and it could have just been bad visibility. But when you see someone standing in one spot and then they're gone right when someone passes in front of them, that makes it seem like there's something wrong with the programming. I've seen this kind of glitch again and again. I've seen it with cars, I've seen it with other things, but this one stands out to me because where did that lady go? Did she just duck down for no reason? Why would she do something like that? Was she trying to freak everyone out and make it seem like she had disappeared? And if anyone was going to disappear, it seemed like it should have been her. She was kind of a background character in that scenario.
Two complete strangers stood next to each other utterly randomly, yet both seem to have the exact same legs. It's not just the color and design of the pants, though that certainly helps, but everything about their legs seems to sync up. If you were to only look at the bottom half of this photo, you'd probably think that there had just been a computer error and each half of the photo was identical. And yet, the top half of each woman is individual.
I just love the narration sometimes, and I know that's kind of ironic considering that's what I do now for a living, but this would freak me out. Like, I've never actually shown to a party and had the same outfit as someone, which is kind of cool, I guess, being a jeans and t-shirt kind of gal. That should happen more often than it does. Anyway, whatever. That would freak me out. That's super, super cool, but I hope this was a wonderful moment for the two women in this video. I hope they were like, oh my god, girl, I didn't know. I thought I was the only one, as opposed to like the mean reaction, which is like, you can't wear those pants, I'm wearing those pants, which happened in middle school all the time. Anyways. Hey guys, it's Rachel Fisher back again with Most Amazing Top 10, and I'm so happy to be here. Today we're doing another reaction video of top 10 glitches in the Matrix caught on camera. So, I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people that has a bunch of deja vu and wonders, okay, that must be it. I am the chosen one, maybe that's it, or that's just because I just want something beautiful and amazing to happen. Anyways, let's keep going.
There's an argument to be had that it's just pressurized air pushing against the manhole cover, making it bounce around. But that would have to be some seriously pressurized air to push something that heavy up and down. More pressure than a kid in the midst of their SATs. That's how much pressure we're talking. It's so lively, so free. It's almost as if the manhole cover has the mind of a puppy.
It's so lively, so free. Wow, amazing. That's hilarious. I love how he compares that to a kid going through the SATs. That's kind of the cherry on top for me. I kind of believe it. I don't know what happens in gutters. My mind's not in the gutter. I don't know, that could have been an alligator. I hope it wasn't an alligator, but it could have been just a really bad plumbing backup.
Yo, this bird is stuck in midair, bro. This bird is trying to fly, but it's stuck. Oh, the bird got stuck in time. Look, no lie, bro. What the
Dude, the wind must be so strong. That's actually what I blame that on. That's not necessarily a glitch, I think. That's just like, the bird has hit a wind draft that's just so strong that has finally just equated the bird's strength itself. Like, it can't actually fly through it. You just gotta land and chill out for a minute because there's no way. That poor thing, how tiring would that be? That's like somebody, like, that's like one of those infinity pools, but for birds. Oh, that's loud.
Look at it, for real. It looks like it's just kind of hovering there. It's wild. I almost want to stop on the side of the road so you can see. It's really moving. It is crazy.
Huh. See, that's not quite like the bird because it looked like the bird was in a storm, but this guy's got clear, beautiful skies. And unless it was some kind of optical illusion of the car kind of circling around the area, which is kind of what it looks like it does. It could be that, but that's really odd. That's so strange. Ugh, I mean, the fact that planes can even fly is a miracle to me. It's a science thing, I know, but it's incredible that they can. Like these massive, like 14-ton things, even larger than that, I'm not actually sure. But that one was weird. What do you guys think?
A dash camera captures something really strange in the middle of the street while it's raining outside. We see the car positioned vertically, standing on its end, and it's quite bizarre. It's just really strange. Is this car defying gravity, or is there a reasonable explanation why the car is positioned this way?
I was like, well, it's raining, pouring. There's a dramatic, I feel like he's about to narrate a film noir, and it's about a car balancing on a crash. I wonder, for some miraculous reason, they have something really, really heavy in the back of the car, and when it kind of tilted back, it counteracted the weight of the end. So that's why it's balancing like that. Maybe. Or it's a glitch in the Matrix. I don't know. If all else fails, it's the Matrix.
On a CCTV camera, we see two men that look like complete strangers. Both wipe their face at the same time while in a similar stance.
Одновременно сейчас.
It does make you wonder whether we are all just actually in a massive computer game being run by aliens in space, and they're just having a wonderful time, bringing us slowly into awareness until one day we all realize that this is in fact the Matrix and the movie was right.
A car is driving down a snowy road. It's pretty extreme weather, nice and Christmassy, but otherwise nothing out of the ordinary here. But these glitches seem to come when we least expect them. Slowly but surely the car appears to fade away. Slowly but surely it is consumed by the snowflakes and vanishes into thin air, gone without a trace.
Pretty sure it was still there, right? I'm gonna do that again. Oh yeah, I guess the one on the corner wasn't the car. I thought it was the first time I watched it. I thought it was that one. That's so weird. I mean, driving in the winter in Canada is not fun, and it's the worst when you're like driving and you can't see the road because it's just so snowing so fast. There are some people that just drive on the highway during extreme weather, and they drive like it's a Sunday and it's gorgeous outside, and I have no idea how they do it. And I have a feeling that that gust of snow that just flurried up before the car disappeared was actually the car just going like, you know, they just decided to Jesus take the wheel.
A criminal was desperate to race away from the police. His car is bolting down the highway at breakneck speeds. Will he get away? These are exciting scenes, but not exactly abnormal. It's what happens next that will have you doubting your entire concept of reality. Just in the nick of time, his car appears to mysteriously vanish in a puff of black smoke. It's as if Thanos clicked his fingers in the car and its driver turned into dust in an instant. It's any criminal's dream to be able to teleport away from the scene of the crime in a mere instant.
No way that's real. No way. That's really cool though if it is. But there's no way. That's gotta be like a deep fake internet thing. That's just way too cool and way too convenient. I also love the narration. Can we just talk about that for a second? He's like, it's so romantic, you know?
What the f is happening?
I've seen this video before and I've watched it so many times and I find it so creepy. Just people standing there, it's like somebody press pause, you know? And this goes back to the game theory. Like we're all just some game of Sims, aren't we? That's so freaky. That's so freaky. I hate that. That's like a horror film in the making. Ugh, gross. No thank you. I know, I said it again. I wanted to say it again.
A fence at the end means no way out. Or does it?
What? What? That's so
Even
crazy.
watching it again,
Wait a minute.
Cops are unable to make sense of it. All they see is an intact fence and nothing more than the vanishing taillights, what the Garden City PD has come to call the ghost car.
That's so... That one was cool. That one was really cool. I don't know how to explain that. Obviously, I don't have all the answers to anything. I don't even have the answers to anything in my own life. But that was pretty cool. Because, okay, so at first I thought, when he turns off, I thought maybe he kind of found an exit and just went around. But then, they literally turn and it's right, that's super weird. That's so cool. That's definitely a glitch in the Matrix. Somebody's playing Grand Theft Auto and it's going real well for them, I guess. Wait. What? I don't understand that at all. My brain hurts. Oh God, it hurts. At first I thought it was because it was spinning so fast you saw the 5 separate blades, but they aren't. Usually you see kind of like almost a gray film in between each one if it's going that fast, but it starts to move at 26 seconds in. I don't get that. That's so weird. I'm not gonna be the same person after that. That's really cool. I want someone to slow this video down. Or speed it up or slow it down as far as you possibly can just to see if there is any movement, and then we can debunk that theory, and then this video is just weird. But I also don't want that to be debunked because then, you know what I mean?